Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm so excited because we are starting a new reading journal. This is our new one. It is from Notebook Therapy. It's actually in the original, their original size, which is much smaller, and I'm actually very excited to use it. This notebook is full to almost to the brim, so yeah, it's time for a new one. So today I'm going to kind of go with the mushroom theme and continue on with it with some stickers and some washi tape that match. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to remain a little bit off camera today because, well, I'm like 3 weeks late for a haircut and your girl is going to stay off camera for now. So here is my new reading journal setup. I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be completely similar to, well, almost exactly the same as last year's. I know that might be kind of boring, but at the same time, this works really well for me. But that format works very well for me, so that's the one I'm going to continue to use. So anyway, I'm gonna get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I will see you guys in a voiceover. So here is my 2026 bullet journal setup. So of course we are starting with that first nameplate page. Yes, the camera is kind of zoomed out a little bit more, and I tried to do something a little, I don't know, fancy with my name, or just a little bit bigger. I think it worked out okay. And here I'm also adding a mushroom sticker. Kind of deciding between the two I have, and adding one next to my name to kind of fit in with that same mushroom aesthetic coming from the cover. Moving on to the next page, I just kind of taped the first page to the cover. Not really the cover, but that first nameplate page, because it's pretty much useless. And then I went through some scrap paper that I had to continue kind of that similar aesthetic that I had in my other reading journal, but with a lot more mushrooms. And I love the scrapbooky look, and I like how this page turned out. I was initially going to add this little fungus to the page, but then I for some reason didn't like it. So I left it out and used some stamps instead, only to find out this specific stamp that I'm using, that I have to use twice, it just isn't a good stamp. I thought it was the ink pad. It turns out it is actually that specific stamp, because the other stamps I use on this page come out great. I love these little stamp washi stickers. I just think they're so cute, and they actually come with many different sets. And then I added some of the book washi stickers from the Once Upon a Time set from Notebook Therapy, because it is a reading journal and it kind of coincides with that sort of theme. Moving on to my bookshelf page. This page took the longest out of all of my spreads and was actually initially a 2-page spread, but I managed to fit 65 books on one page, and since my goal is 60, I didn't want to go too far over that. I had 100 books in my journal from 2025, and I'm nowhere near that. I'm actually doing something a little different with this page as well. Instead of tracking the media in which I consume a book, I am actually going to be tracking the genre of that book, just for something different, and for a place to actually put the genre of the books I'm reading, and to kind of have a better idea of what genres I'm reading more of. On this shelf specifically, I actually added a little doodle of my cat, who is making her way onto the screen right now, probably looking for my washi tape that I'm hiding from her. I attempted to put her in my lap, but she was not having that, so she did actually move. But I did add a doodle of her surrounded by books that look like they're falling down, just to give a little bit more life to the page and to kind of make it look more realistic, like the cat actually was just pushed some books out of the way and laid down, which is something my cat would 100% do. I was actually surprised to fit 65 books on one page because these notebooks, their original sizes from Notebook Therapy, are actually much smaller than their A5s. So I was very surprised with myself on how many books I actually was able to place onto one page in one bookshelf. I am again adding a circular window, kind of the same vibe as last year, with the random circle window that looks like a porthole and will eventually hold some sort of marine creature. Here I'm also just inking in the little Luna doodle and inking in her pattern as well. I didn't add very many decorations to the actual bookshelf, which was probably why I could fit 65 onto one bookshelf. So it's just the cat and a little mushroom terrarium looking thing. Here I begin to color in my little porthole, a nice dark blue. I already tried out my darkest blue. And I'm just using a Crayola Super Tip. I have so many of these and don't really use them anymore. So it's nice to get them out and color and be creative with them again. I was trying to add another layer of another color blue to kind of darken this blue a little bit. We see how well that worked. And then I'm picking a sticker from this Poseidon sticker book to put in my porthole. This takes a minute because I'm trying to decide between a spotted eagle ray and a whale shark, which the whale shark ended up being a little bit too big for the window. I did test it out. I'd have to cut off his tail, so I decided to, instead of do that, try a different sticker. So I went with the little spotted ray to see how that would look. And these specific stickers have light borders around them, so I tried to kind of hide that by coloring in that border in that same blue, but there is a possibility of transfer onto the next page. Here I'm just trying to add little dots kind of to match the eagle ray, just to kind of give the effect of kind of like an underwater night sky. I don't know if it worked very well, but I think it's cute. Here I'm just coloring in the little cat doodle to try and match my cat's color scheme, which isn't hard. She's gray and white. I think it came out really cute. And then I colored the mushrooms brown instead of like the red toadstool, just for something a little different, because the red toadstool ones are pretty much everywhere throughout this journal, and there are so many other different types of mushrooms out there. I decided to do the little porthole with a marine creature in it again, because this kind of more is representative of me. I've seen many people do these little windows before with like moons and stars, and they're beautiful. But I just wanted to do something a little bit different that is more attuned to my personality and things I'm passionate about. And you can definitely tell I'm passionate about marine animals based on the nonfiction I decide to read. Like I said, this section took the longest. I promise it's almost done because I can't color in all the books yet because 2026 hasn't started. I tried to keep this color scheme as earthy as possible, but also do it entirely in mild liners because I'm more likely to carry them around. But my mild liners, well, they like to dry out. So hopefully these will last the year and I don't have to get any more. Sorry about the wobble, I probably bonked my stand. The next page is my reading goals page. This was kind of a last minute thing because I had to erase an entire page of bookshelf and I didn't know what to do with this page afterward because everything else had already been mapped out. So I just put some basic goals like read 3 classics, read 2 sci-fi novels because I don't read sci-fi all that much, read 60 books, read 1 book with 1,000 pages, etc., etc. Just some goals for 2026 that seem achievable. I added the sci-fi goal because it's not really my favorite genre, but I still kind of want to give it a fair shot and a fair try. I'm just adding some washi tape because otherwise that page is going to be so boring, so it needs some serious decor. This sticker just did not want to stick all the way. I tried glue and it still just didn't want to stick. But it matched the mushroom and I thought it was cute. I really take advantage of all my sticker books in this setup. And now on to the next page after a very long setup for that bookshelf. This one is just my book goal counter, just to see how many books I have reached in my 60 book goal and how much longer I have before I hit 60 books. This one is relatively easy to set up, it's just incredibly time consuming, but it was so much fun to fill out. Last year, I decided to keep it and up my goal from 50 to 60. I decided to up my goal because I have read, I think, 55 books this year, so I think reading 60 could be manageable in 2026, along with 15 nonfiction books, because I read, I think, 10 this year. I love me some nonfiction, I really do. This layout is pretty basic. Really, as I finish books, I will just color in the square to keep track of how many books I have read and how far I am in my 60 book goal. I decided to be a little bit more minimal with the headers this year as well, because the washi tape headers, as cute as they were last year, took up a lot of room in the journal, and because I was using significantly less space, I didn't want to take up a lot of space with washi tape headers. So just some simple headers and some stickers to kind of still have that, but keep the decor a little bit more minimal. Also, starting with this spread is where I consistently use a ruler just to have those nice straight boxes and eventually those nice straight lines. Rulers aren't necessary, but I just like mine to look kind of uniform and as neat as possible. In here, I'm just finishing up those last few boxes. 60 boxes is a lot to fill in. You can tell I filmed this in the morning because I am very much enjoying that cup of coffee to the side in my friend's cup. I do also number those boxes just to keep track of how many books I've read at a glance. Here I'm just adding a little bit of extra washi tape just to give the header a little bit more of a pop, but still keeping it kind of minimal, which I think I do prefer. Moving over to the next page, this is a books bought page. I started using this last year and did okay at keeping track of all the books I bought, but my husband actually made the suggestion to not only track the books I bought, but how much I paid for them. It's just to get a rough estimate on how much I spend on books, and it's more of a curiosity thing than anything, because I buy a lot of books. Not nearly as many as some people do, but I buy a lot of books. So really, it'll just have the title, the price, and the little box next to the title is a spot where I can check if I have read the book or not. Here's also where I realized my lightest mild liner was really starting to dry out. I'm kind of sad about it because it is the perfect shade to do the every other line highlight that I do for my lists, and I'm kind of sad that it's drying out. I was struggling with some stickers because I needed them to fit in a certain space, and I had to cut off the tops of some of them. Definitely still getting used to this size journal. And moving on to my next spreads, which are the fiction TBR and my series tracker. My fiction TBR is really just a list of all the books I kind of want to get to in 2026. I am going to transfer some over from 2025, but not a lot of them. It's a super simple layout, and I absolutely love how it turns out. If you're wondering what pen I'm using for the headers, it's just a Papermate Inkjoy gel pen. And these mushroom stickers come from an anthology sticker book of fungi and fairies. And the mushrooms just fit in really well with the mushroom aesthetic and kind of pull all of these spreads together. Next is the series tracker. I decided to do it a little bit differently this year and make it look a little bit more organized. And yes, the boxes are slightly different sizes, but I didn't notice till I was inking it in, and by that point it was too late. So I'm just going with it at this point. The series I am adding are the Lady Trent series, the Tie Child trilogy, Emily Wilde, and Mistborn. I'm sure I'll add more later, but those were the 4 I could think of at the moment that I really wanted to finish, or at least start in the case of Mistborn. I kind of kept adding the mushroom washi tape to continue with that mushroom motif. And I just thought that mushroom washi tape was really pretty, so was this bumblebee tape. Moving on to the next couple of pages, which is my nonfiction TBR and my DNF list, while also checking to see how many more of these I have. Again, the nonfiction TBR is just a list that I'm keeping track of. I'm adding an extra column to my TBRs basically just to use as checkboxes for when I have actually read the book on my TBR, to also keep track of that. This is around the time I gave up on my super light Mildliner because it was very obvious that it was dying, so I just used a slightly darker shade and went back over it, mostly so that continued to be cohesive, but it still had the same aesthetic. And then I just finished up these 2 spreads with their titles and some stickers to continue with the mushroom motif. Here's that big sticker book full of mushroom, fairy, and woodland creatures. I love these stickers. They are so cute, and there are so many of them. And it's why I didn't bother to get more mushroom stickers, because I knew I had this book just full of stickers ready to use. Moving on to my books read in 2026 spread, it's basically the same thing as my TBR. It's a long list, and it just lists the books I read over the year. And it takes up 2 pages, and on these 2 pages are the date, the title, the author, and the rating. This is for also when I go back to actually write my reviews of these books. My rating is already written down, and it's already available for me to find. Kind of same deal with every other line being highlighted, just to give these pages some color before they are filled out. Again with this cute mushroom washi tape to continue with the mushroom motif. This is a super easy and functional spread, and I just love it, and it's so satisfying to fill out, and it looks so good at the end of the year when it's just full of book titles. Now moving on to my first monthly of 2026, my January monthly spread. These are going to be almost exactly the same as last year's monthlies. I wanted to do something different with the title page though, and love the idea of putting the month on the bottom of the page and then connecting it to a border, and then using different washies to kind of color coordinate and give a cozy vibe, especially for January, because sometimes you just need cozy vibes to make it through the winter, especially in the Midwest. I love these washies. They are extremely hard to cut out, but I love the designs, and I'm pretty sure I got these specific washies from Amazon. I have one for winter and for fall. I think these are technically Christmas stickers with like Christmas trees and holiday decorations, but some of these stickers just work really well just for winter. Several of them are like winter sports, so they work for the winter months as well. I was trying to sort through these little paper sticker packets because I knew for a fact one of them had a person pulling a sled in the snow. I just had to find which packet it was in, which I eventually did, and just put it in the blank corner. Here I just pull out another sticker book and flip through it to see what sticker I want to use. I feel like it took me way too long to find a sticker that I could use, and it was just a pile of books that matched the color scheme. And then more book washi stickers, because this is of course a reading journal, so books have to be pretty much everywhere. And here I'm just filling out the January calendar. Usually what I do is I use this to track how long I'm reading books and the dates in which I read them, and it's all color coded. This page still looked kind of empty to me, so I just added some washi tape from the Light Academia washi tape set. It looks like coffee stain paper, and it kind of gave it a little bit more life and color. So it's not just blue. And now we have come to the final page to set up in this 2026 bullet journal, and that is my first review page of the month of January. Usually this is where I put the book covers, title, author, and the media in which I read the book, along with a small splurge of what I thought. I try to write them as a review, but they don't really come out as like very professional at all. But they're just my thoughts on the book and just give me a reason of why I rated it the way I did. I also added the other piece of washi tape just to kind of tie the two pages in together. Here I'm just adding some more of those winter branches to kind of tie in with that cover page a little bit. The sticker I'm about to cut out is technically a Christmas ornament, but it has a mushroom in it, so I used it to, again, keep up with that mushroom motif even in January. And here is the flip through of my reading journal for 2026. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the setup, and I really hope that you guys got some inspiration for your journal maybe. And remember that these things don't have to be crazy. They can be functional and super simple. And this method really works for me, and I absolutely love that it's a little more minimal this year. Hopefully I didn't overdo it with anything crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.